From helping farmers care for the soil and water on their lands, to preventing flooding in our communities, to restoring the Chesapeake Bay, the West Virginia Conservation Agency and West Virginia's 14 conservation districts are protecting people and property. Our mission began with a man-made disaster. Poor farming methods combined with a massive drought caused the Dust Bowl of the 1930s. 100 million acres were stripped of soil as dust storms consumed towns. Some 3.5 million people fled the plains regions as refugees. The result? A nationwide conservation movement. In 1935, Congress declared mass soil erosion a national menace. Topsoil-saving practices like terracing, rotational grazing, and cover crops began to be implemented on a mass scale. Hugh Hammond Bennett, a scientist who had warned of the dangers of soil erosion for years prior to the Dust Bowl, was appointed to lead the new Federal Soil Erosion Service. In 1936, Bennett had helped pass legislation calling on all states to create local conservation districts. President Franklin Roosevelt championed the cause and wrote to all of the nation's governors to encourage them to adopt the policy.
It relates to working out a plan of cooperation with nature instead of going along with what we've been doing in the past, trying to buck nature.
Between 1940 and 1947, West Virginia's 14 conservation districts were created by the voters.
In 2008, per state code, conservation district supervisors did become an electable position on the primary ballots. It is a nonpartisan ballot. We don't really get into politics. Not being political, we don't have the divisiveness that you'll see at the state or federal level. Our only concern is to conserve our state's resources for future generations.
Conservation's approach is voluntary, not regulatory. We help farmers pay for practices that protect the land as well as their bottom lines. We work with the state's conservation districts to put practices on the ground. Over the years, our mission has grown. In addition to sustainable agriculture, we also inspect and maintain the state's flood control infrastructure. These dams provide millions of dollars in benefits to West Virginians each year. However, many are aging and were built in rural land that has since been developed. That means the failure of a dam could be catastrophic. So dams must be kept up to modern engineering standards, and deficiencies must be corrected. Our dams help prevent flooding, but when floods do occur, we are among the first on the scene. We help to clear blocked streams and restore them to pre-flood status. West Virginia might lack beachfront property, but we're leading the way in cleaning the Chesapeake Bay nonetheless. Our efforts are being recognized. According to the United States Environmental Protection Agency, West Virginia was the first in the nation for reducing nitrogen and fourth in the nation for reducing phosphorus. So whether it's flood control, sustainably raised food, or cleaner water, it's clear.
Conservation matters.
Conservation matters.
Conservation matters.
Conservation matters.
Conservation matters because conservation works.